Well, dear learners, I welcome you all in this session on branch accounts. So, this is the first session on branch accounts. So, today we will discuss how the branch accounts are maintained and what is the accounting treatment as far as the system of maintaining the accounts under the branch accounts are concerned. So, well friends, you all might be aware that today the business is spread world over. So, when a business may be split into a number of divisions, these divisions are known as departments if these divisions, these departments are located under the same roof. But on the other hand, if divisions are located at different places of the same town, same country or world over, they are called as branches. So, keep this distinction into mind that if these divisions are located under the same roof, these are known as departments, and if these divisions are located at different places of the same town, country and world over, are known as branches. For example, the Cottage Emporium has various divisions like garments, furniture, gift items, jewelry, etc. So, they are located in the same building and so are called departments. Snow White has its showroom in Connaught Place, Nehru Place, Krolbagh, South Extension and Kamla Nagar. So, the Snow White has its showrooms spread over the different places in the same city. Therefore, these are known as branches. Well friends, you know that each branch is treated as a separate profit center and hence profit or loss is to be worked out separately for each branch. Moreover, firm has to keep strict control over the various activities of each branch and ensure its smooth functioning. Accountants therefore have developed some specialized mechanism for maintaining the books of record as far as the branch accounts are concerned. From accounting point of view, branches are divided in two categories: dependent branches and second one is independent branches. Accounting for dependent branches. So, let us now first discuss accounting for dependent branches. It means these are the branches which are absolutely dependent on the head office. We know that dependent branches do not keep a complete set of books. Only those records are to be maintained by the dependent branch which have been instructed by the head office. So, most of their transactions are recorded at head office level. There are various methods by which head office usually keep branch account in its books. The first one is debtor system. So, we are now discussing the various methods by which head office keep the branch account in its books. First one is debtor system. So, this system is adopted generally for those branches which are fairly small in size. So, particularly when the size of the branches are small. So, for such branches this debtor system is quite useful and this debtor system is convenient for them. Under this system, the head office simply opens a branch account for each branch in which it records all transactions relating to the branch. Then the second method is final accounts system. So under this system, head office prepares a trading and profit and loss account in order to find out the amount of profit or loss of each branch, and a branch account to find out the amount due to or amount due from that branch. So very simple under the final account system. Only in order to calculate the net profit, trading profit and loss account is prepared, and the head office will also prepare a branch account just to know whether there is a due on whether there is due to the branch or there is due from the branch. Then stock and debtor system. So under this system, head office does not open any branch account. For each branch, it prepares a branch stock account, a branch expenses account, a branch adjustment account, and goods sent to branch account in order to find out the profit or loss of each branch. Then the third one is debtor system. So under the debtor system, head office simply opens a branch account for each branch in which it records all transactions relating to branch. So it is very simple under the debtor system that head office simply opens a branch account for each branch. Then goods may be invoiced to branch at cost or at selling price, which is also known as invoice price. Accordingly, there are two methods of preparing the branch account. So when the goods is invoiced at cost price, then what will be the method of preparing the branch account, and if goods is invoiced at selling price, then what will be the method of preparing the branch account. So here the first one is cost price method and the second one is invoice price method. So let us now study the preparation of branch account under both these methods. So we have been provided with illustration that Sankat Mochan Limited, Varanasi, opened a branch at Madras on January 1st, 2018. Following particulars are available in respect of the branch for the year 2018. So the informations which have been provided to us are goods sent to branch 75,000, cash sales at branch 50,000, credit sales 60,000. So this credit sales belong to the debtors, because when we make a credit sale, we generally make the entry customer account debit or debtors account debit to sales. So when we will prepare the debtors account, then in the debit side of debtor accounts we will write to sales. So this figure will help us in order to calculate the missing figure as far as the debtor account is concerned. Salaries of branch staff paid by head office 15,000. Then the office expenses of branch paid by the head office 12,000. Then in the credit side, cash remittance to branch towards petty cash, it is 6,000. So this is the amount of 6,000 which was remitted by the head office to the branch in order to meet out the routine expenses, small expenses. Petty cash at branch, so this is the closing balance of petty cash, that is 500. This is the closing balance of debtor 5,000, and this is the closing balance of stock 27,000. Prepare branch account to show the profit and loss from the branch for the year 2018. So this is books of Sankat Mochan Limited. So in the books of Sankat Mochan Limited, we will prepare the Madras branch account. So Sankat Mochan is the head office and Madras is the branch. So now we will see how this branch account will be prepared. So in the debit side, 2 goods sent to branch. So this branch account we are preparing in the books of head office. So first one is 2 goods sent to branch 75,000. It is given in the question 75,000. Then to bank. So these are the amount of cash which have been remitted by the head office to the branch. So salary is 15,000, office expenses 12,000. So total is 27,000. So this figure is also provided in the question. Yes, salaries of branch staff paid by head office 15,000 and office expenses of branch paid by head office 12,000. So total is 27,000. Then to bank for petty expenses 6,000. So this amount of rupees 6,000 which was remitted by head office to the branch in order to meet out the petty expenses have also been provided in the question. So we can check it. Yes, cash remittance to branch towards petty cash 6,000. Then this is the balancing figure to profit and loss transfer to the general profit and loss account 29,500. This is the balancing figure. It means excess of credit side over the debit side 29,500. Total is 1,37,500 of the debit side. Now come to the credit side by bank account. So this is the cash sales. So this amount of rupees 50,000, this is the amount of 50,000 on account of cash sales made by the branch 50,000 received from debtors. So this amount of rupees 50,000, it has not been provided in the question, but very easily we can locate this figure with the help of preparation of the debtors account. So let us now first prepare the debtor account. Yes, branch debtor account. So to credit sales. So it is given in the question that 60,000 rupees have been made as credit sale. So this is the credit sale which is provided in the questions, and then the closing balance of debtors is also provided, that is 5,000. We can check it. Yes, closing balance of debtor. This is the closing balance of debtor 5,000, and this is the credit sales of rupees 60,000 mentioned in the question. So credit sales 60,000, closing balance of debtor 5,000. So this is the balancing figure 55,000. It means this is the amount which we have received on account of credit sales from the debtor, cash received from the debtors 55,000. This is the cash sale. This is rupees 50,000 which we have received from debtors on account of credit sales. So total is 1,05,000. So this is by balance carried down. So this is the closing balance of petty cash 500, branch debtors 5,000, branch stock 27,000. This we can check up closing balance. So closing balance of petty cash 500, and then closing balance of debtor 5,000, closing balance of debtor 5,000, and then closing balance of stock 27,000, closing balance of stock 27,000. That way 1,37,500, 1,37,500. So this is the branch account in the books of the Sankat Mochan Limited, which is the head office, and Madras branch account is the branch account. So this is very, very important note. The amount of cash received from debtor is not given. So it has been found out by preparing the memorandum branch debtors account, which is as follow. As this preparation of the debtor account we have already discussed. Invoice price method. So what actually the invoice price method is all about? So when the goods is sent by the head office to the branch office, then in order to conceal the actual amount of profit, the head office does so. And when the goods is sent by the head office to the branch office, at a higher price than the cost is known as invoice price. This is done primarily to have an effective control over stock with branches and keep the margin of profit secret from the branch manager. So, head office does not want to disclose the actual amount of the profit earned by the head office from the branch manager. In such a situation, all entries relating to goods are made in branch account at invoice price. So, this we must remember that all the transactions which pertains to the goods will be recorded in the branch account at invoice price, and necessary adjustment for loading, that is the difference between invoice price and cost price. So, loading is the amount of difference of cash price and invoice price, are recorded at the end by passing the following additional journal entries. So, let us discuss what journal entries are passed in order to record the entries pertaining to the loading of these items which pertains to the goods. First one is for adjustment of loading in opening stock at branch. So, entry would be stock reserve account debit to branch. So, this is the journal entry which we need to prepare at the time of opening stock reserve account debit to branch. So, if it is a closing stock, then what would be the journal entry? It is quite simple. If this is the journal entry in case of opening stock, so then in case of closing stock, the entry would be branch account debit to stock reserve. We may later check it. Then for adjustment of loading in goods sent to branch, less returns. So, for loading adjustment, the following journal entry will be prepared: branch account debit to goods sent to branch. For adjustment of loading in closing stock, yes. So, now we can check it. This was the journal entry in case of opening stock. Now, in case of closing stock, this journal entry must be reversed, and the journal entry must be branch account debit to stock reserve. Here we can check it. Yes, it is branch account debit to stock reserve. Now, with the help of the illustration, we can easily check it. The Mukund Gas Company, Varanasi, have a sales branch at Ghaziabad and invoiced goods to branch at cost price plus 33.33%. It is arranged that all cash received by the branch is to be paid daily to the head office account with the Banaras State Bank Limited, and necessary advice sent to head office. From the following particulars, prepare branch account and goods sent to branch account in the head office ledger showing the actual profit or loss of branch for the year ending 31st December 2018. So, this is the question. Now, these are the informations which have been provided to us. Stock has been provided 1st January 2018. This is the opening stock 12,000. Goods sent to branch. So, goods sent to branch again at invoice price. Opening stock was at invoice price. So, it means loading amount is included. Again in this loading amount is included. Opening amount of debtor 1500. Cash sent to head office by the branch 77,100. Sales made by the branch 77,000. Rent, rates and taxes 3,200. Salaries and wages 4,800. This is the amount of closing debtor 1,600. Goods returned to head office at invoice price 16,000. This is the shortage of stock at invoice price. So, again in this loading amount is included. So, these are the informations which have been provided to us. Now, we will prepare the books of Mukund Gas Company, Varanasi, Ghaziabad branch. So, Mukund Gas Company is the head office and Mukund Gas Company will prepare the Ghaziabad branch account. So Mukund Gas Company has its branch at Ghaziabad, therefore it is known as Ghaziabad branch account. So opening stock 12,000. So this figure is provided to us. This is the opening stock 12,000. So we can calculate the amount of loading amount we can easily calculate. Yes, it is given cost price plus 33.33. So the formula is very simple. The balancing figure multiply by rate, this is 33.33% divided by 100 plus rate. So it means 33.33 divided by 133.33, it means 1/4. It's very simple. So loading is 1/4. So our opening stock is 12,000. So loading will be written in the credit side, that is 3,000. You can check it here. Yes, by stock reserve, this is the loading amount on opening stock, that is 3,000. Branch debtors, so this is the opening stock of branch debtor, we can check it. Branch debtors, opening stock of branch debtor 1,500, it is given 1,500. To goods sent to branch 96,000, I think it is also given. Yes, goods sent to branch 96,000. To goods sent to branch 96,000. So in this amount again the loading amount is included. So loading amount is again 1/4. So it must be 24,000 loading amount. Yes, goods sent to branch 96,000. So here we can write loading amount 24,000 on goods sent to branch. But one information is also given, goods returned. So goods returned by branch is 16,000. So total goods sent to branch is 96,000 minus 16,000, that is 80,000. So if this is the net amount of goods sent by the head office to the branch is 80,000. So 1/4 of 80,000 is 20,000. So 20,000 is the amount of loading, goods sent to branch 20,000 amount of loading. So either we can do this, or we can very simply do this also, that if goods sent to branch is 96,000, so loading amount is 1/4. Here we can write 24,000, and here goods returned by the branch is 16,000. So loading amount will be 4,000 here. One is the same thing, so there is no difference. So depending upon the convenience, any method which is convenient to us, we can follow it. Then by cash received 77,100, it is provided in the question. By goods returned by branch 16,000, it is also provided in the question. Let's check it. 16,000, yes, goods returned to head office 16,000. Then this is the loading amount of this opening stock. This is the loading amount of goods sent to branch. By balance CD, it means these are the closing balance, stock closing balance and branch debtor closing balance. So we can check it. Yes, now we can easily calculate. So here, to bank account, rent rates and taxes 3,200, it is given. Rent rate and taxes 3,200, it is given. Then salaries and wages 4,800, so total is 8,000. So this 4,800 is also given, salary and wages 48. Then to stock reserve, so to stock reserve is 3,700. So it's very simple. Closing stock is 14,800. So 1/4 of is this 3,700. So closing stock 14,800. So in this loading amount is included. So loading amount is 1/4. So 1/4 of this 3,700. This is the balancing figure 11,300. Net profit transfer to the general profit and loss account. And this is the branch debtor, closing balance of debtor 1,600. Closing balance of debtor 1,600. Yes. Goods sent to branch account. So by Ghaziabad branch 96,000. It is given in the question that goods have been sent by the head office to Ghaziabad branch 96,000. Out of 96,000, 16,000 goods worth rupees 16,000 was returned by the Ghaziabad branch. So goods returned 16,000. Here to Ghaziabad branch account loading on 80,000. So 96,000 minus 16,000. So net goods sent by head office to the branch account is 80,000. So this is the 80,000. So the loading amount will be 20,000. And this is the balancing figure of 60,000. Two trading account 60,000. So balance is 96,000, 96,000. Yes. Memorandum branch stock account. So here that amount of this amount of closing stock of branch stock, now we have calculated further this memorandum branch stock account. So opening balance is given 12,000 in the question, kindly check it. Opening stock 12,000 is given, and then two goods received from head office 96,000 is given, then goods returned by the head office 16,000 is also given, by sales 77,000 is also given, check it. Yes, sales 77,000 it is given, sales 77,000, by shortage of stock 200. So this is also given, shortage of stock at invoice price 200 given. So balancing figure would be, this is 1,08,000. Out of 1,08,000, if we subtract this and this, the balancing figure will come 14,800. It means this is the closing balance of branch stock. So this is what we have written here, closing balance of branch stock 14,800. So 1,32,500, 1,32,500. So this was all about this session on branch account part 1. So I am sure that with the help of this problem, with the help of this illustration, now students are very clear how the accounting treatment is done as far as the branch accounts are concerned. So when the branch account is maintained by the head office, then there is a particular system of maintaining the books of the accounts, which we have studied in this session. So with this, I hope that this lecture might have given a very clear view on maintaining the books of account under the branch accounts. So with this, I extend my sincere thanks to my viewers, to my learners, to my friends for bearing with me. Thank you very much.